Alright guys, welcome back to another brand new Inverted Fate interactive chapter pack, Tourney and Jury update. And today let's check out the other update, which is the primetime Turnabout. Oh boy, let's play the chapter. There's no difficulty, so yeah, this is gonna be fun, right? Sure. Someday, some month, 2:30 p.m. Defendant lobby number 1. Yo, Undyne, what's taking them so long? What's the matter, Undyne? I thought you want them to have a hard time. Or are you finally beginning to have second thoughts? Oh, shut up! This is Papyrus we're talking about. Even my trap shouldn't be a problem for him. Oh, that's funny because I distinctly remember him growing nauseous on that conveyor of yours. Look, the point is, their past track record's pretty good. Besides, you're the one always flipping out over ratings. If those two don't hurry, the seats will start emptying fast. Undyne, if I didn't know any better, I think you were nervous. Me? Nervous? Give me a break. I'm just pumped for some real justice. I mean, all that build-up's gotta amount to something, right? Naturally, and I've done everything in my power to make this one spectacle the underground will never forget. But after your last performance, one can't help but wonder, darn it, why does everyone have to keep pressing me about this? It's fine, I can deal. I already made it this far. This isn't even about me. It was never about me, and even if it was, I'd still do it anyway. Real heroes don't show regret. Undyne? Hello? Did you strike a nerve? You wish. I was just thinking of how hilarious it'll be when I finally end up one-upping you on live TV. After all, you're just the judge. I'm the one who gets the pow on the pressure. Undyne, your humility is truly something to behold. But just remember to breathe and to smile. Remember, win or lose, it's all about putting on a good show. Yeah, sure, but with the witnesses with God, there's no way they're getting off with a not guilty. Well, we'll see. After all, your opponent is Papyrus, and I doubt he'll go down without a fight. Darn it, he's right. But either way, we should probably prepare ourselves. I suspect they'll be here any second. Alright, we got this. Everything is just fine. Just gotta keep telling myself that until it's over. Oh no. Is she gonna break down or something in the middle of the session? Who knows? Excellent. Ooh. Let's start. Let's go. Someday, some month, 2:45 p.m. Defendant lobby number 1. So here we are, the Metatown court, home of the most dazzling star-studded trials the underground over. You make it sound like a tourist trap. Oh, that's because it is. But anyway, I just want you to know that everything is going to be a-okay. Easy for you to say. I mean, in case you forgot, I'm kinda public enemy number 1 right now. And how the heck does the legal system here work anyway? Don't worry about it, Frisk. I'll defend you at all costs. And have you even studied law? Of course I have. I've consulted the best resource there is. A series of handheld video games all about the courtroom. Figures. What was that? Oh, nothing. By the way, are you prepared for this? If we're gonna pull this off, we're gonna need to make sure we have our facts straight. Should I review the case? Review. A brilliant idea, Frisk. After all, preparation is a key part in any activity, legal or otherwise. Human spotted in Snowden. Okay. Cameras detected a human by the ruins doors. Reports state that this human later encountered royal scientist Aid? I don't know. Papyrus. Many resident monsters report spotting the two traveling together. The local ice cream salesman cites the skeleton's own words that this is a bold new experiment to test human kindness. Misunderstood or menace? Local teens claim the human attacked them with killer death pellets. They claim this attack was unprompted as they were just chilling in the woods. This sparked a debate on TV news as MTTV's own Sangul Napstablook spoke in the human's defense. Siege on Front Aquarius. Waterfall's military Fort Aquarius entered a state of lockdown in light of the human's presence, as this fortress was constructed in the aftermath of a previous human's crimes. It was to be expected. However, Sergeant Basir von Doge Tree reports that the human and Papyrus stormed the fortress. making a mockery of Captain Elphys' proud troops and defying all orders to surrender. There, and now we're certain to win with flying colors. Okay. Hey, I just want to say, good luck in there. And if anything goes wrong, the trial will be starting shortly. Please make your way to the courtroom. Oh, well, it'll be okay, I hope. Someday, some month, 3 p.m., courtroom number 1. Yep, here we are. Good afternoon, beauties and gentle beauties, and welcome to the latest, the greatest, most jaw-dropping, mind-blowing show you ever see. This is MTT Productions Courtroom Spectacular, Ace Trials of Destiny, Spirited Justice and Tribulations for All, starring me as your fabulous judge. Hey! Yes, Undyne. In case you forgot, this is a courtroom, not an ego trip. Wait, Undyne, you're the prosecutor? Well, duh! You really think I'd miss a chance to bring justice to that little punk? Okay, but do you even have a law degree? Who needs a stinking law degree when you're already freaking smart? I'm a scientist, a genius. I can totally wipe the floor with you using my brain power. Objection! I think that science and law are two very different... Don't even try that, Papyrus. In case you forgot, you don't have a law degree either. Wow, we haven't even gotten to the opening statement, and already we've got ourselves a shouting match. I love it. Please do keep going. Our viewers are on the edges of their seats. Yes, Undyne? I just want to say objection again. It really gets my heart pumping. Oh, and the human is guilty. Papyrus, would you like to make your closing statement for the defense now? What? We haven't even begun the trial. Come on, Papyrus. We all know the human is guilty of being human. True, but for the record, I was just kidding. After all, our audience is looking for drama, action, bloodshed. Oh, and over-the-top shouting, dramatic finger-pointing, and absurd bluffing. So, Undyne, your opening statement, please. Okay. So, you already heard the story on the news. This little punk terrified 3 innocent kids in Snowden, attacked them, but their treachery doesn't end there. No, they broke into Fort Aquarius, humiliated a high-ranking soldier, and every step of the way, they've been manipulating the snout out of Papyrus. Objection! I'm a skeleton. Skeletons don't have snot. Maybe not, but everything else still stands. In fact, I've got some incriminating witnesses that'll knock the defense right out of his seat. Well then, please bring our first witness to the stand. Oh no. Is it Doge? Oh. Whoa, is this a real courtroom? Man, if MTT wasn't the judge, I'd totally bail. Lost for scrubs, man. But now everyone's gonna have to look at us. And my hat. Including damn. Right. Damn. Hi there? Don't you pull that hi there crap, punk. We all know what you did to them. Ahem, we'll see about that soon enough. But first, witnesses, state your name and occupation. I'm Snowdrake, ace comedian. I'm Icecap, owner of the world's coolest hat, Childrick, and I'm a rebel, dude. Good. And what's your relation to the defendant? Well, isn't it obvious, dude? We're like, there. We saw the human and their crazy powers and how rude they are. And we like totally have evidence that they're bad news. Yo, check it. See all that blood? It's obvious they murdered somebody. What? Humans don't bleed. Shocking! Astonishing! Could this child be the harbinger of the next waterfall incident? Could a deep bloodlust run through their very veins? Totally! That's exactly what it was! Wow, judging by the look on her face, she's not too convinced. But I mean, given what I know about monsters and that crime scene, that's probably not the best evidence to start with. The court accepts this as evidence? How? Okay, crime scene photo, evidence submitted by the Snowden trio. I think we have this in the back, Frisk. Don't get cocky, Papyrus. We haven't even started the testimony. Yes, please carry on. Witnesses, your audience awaits. Witness testimony. Attack of the evil human. So we're here, chilling up in the Snowden forest, just hanging out with our good pal, the snowman. Everything was going totally smooth until the human showed up. Not only did they glare at us, but they used their mind control powers to turn Papyrus against us. And they threatened us with their scary human powers just because we were sticking up for ourselves. At first we thought it was a fluke until killer death pellets rained from the air. So we ran straight through Snowden, and on the way we saw the crime scene. So they're guilty and rude too. Huh. You heard it there, folks. This poor innocent teens threatened, cornered, attacked, and full of fear. Could this human's innocent facade mask a treacherous mind? Obviously. Yeah, that testimony's alright. Airtight, sorry. Then why are you sweating? Because it's freaking hot in here. It's hot everywhere. I, the Great Papyrus, know how these trials work, and the defense always get a chance to cross-examine the witness. Right, you are, gorgeous. But before we begin the cross-examination, our sponsors would like to remind you to visit our gift shop. For a limited time only, you can find the MTD brand Gavel of Truth, complete with light up stars. Order now, and you get a free copy of... Shut up, you dumb box! Let's just get this over with. Fine, on with the cross-examination. Cross-examination! So, we were chilling up in the Snowden Forest, just... What? Wait. Oh, we are like playing back and do some stuff. Hold on. Present, examine. And just what were you doing with the snowman? Swapping stories, telling jokes, and they're sweating already. Showing off my hat. You know, the usual. Does it really matter? The point is, they're the victims here. Papyrus, do you think this is important? Not important. Oh, no. I suppose it isn't. Okay. Ha! Yeah. Keep your non-existent nose out of our business, man. Snowman with goggly eyes attached. Chris. Okay, so let's present this. There is a crucial flaw in this witness's testimony, your dazzlingness. Oh, and what seems to be the issue? Well, if you look at this piece of evidence... Papyrus, what does that have to do with anything? Yes, I'm afraid I don't see the problem. What? You were talking to the snowman and then like the snowman said curse the teens, right? Poof, look at that moron, clueless as ever. Well, Papyrus, no hard feelings, but I'm afraid I'll have to penalize you. What? Oof. Oh, come on. Maybe next time you should wait before calling an objection. Agreed. What? Didn't... Like... Huh? A piece of the snowman with goggly eyes attached. Curse those... Yeah, cruel teens, right? It's them. But I guess not. Okay, snowman. Well, we know they were picking on that snowman when we got there. That's the power of evidence, Frisk. All I have to do is go over the hole in your story, then present the correct evidence to suggest otherwise, and if they're hiding anything, we'll know. All I have to do is press for more information. There's no risk of penalty, so I should use this to my advantage. You weren't kidding about getting all this from video games, huh? Just don't forget there are actual stakes here. Then again, I can always, well, let's hope I won't have to save scum. Haha. The crime scene was like, this, right? A grimoire of cooking incident gone horribly wrong. Crime scene, right? I can present this. Cooking incident gone horribly wrong, right? There is a crucial flaw in the witness's testimony, okay? Oh, and what seems to be the issue? Well, if you look at this piece of evidence... Papyrus, what does it... Huh? What? What do you mean? Isn't that like the blood area is like from cooking, isn't it? Wait, am I dumb right now? Hold it, okay. And just what did you see at the crime scene? Come on, didn't you see the photo earlier? Yeah, isn't this the photo? Look, there's blood. Blood on the walls, blood on the walls. I did read that. I did read that correctly. And like something super smelly and burnt, plus there was caution tape, and that's totally suspicious. And that funny smell totally distracted them and me. Smell, huh? And just what it smelled like. Kinda like tomatoes? Maybe humans are part vegetative. Yeah, the things they don't know. What about this one? Ingredients. Yeah, tomatoes. I can use this to present this. Your glamorousness, there's a clear flaw in the witness testimonies. What? Did you even see the photo, man? I did, however, do note the autopsy report. If you look closely, you'll note that the time of death was several weeks ago. And that's not all. The contents of the report describe the following. spaghetti noodles, marinara sauce, garlic, a pinch of salt. Why? That's not an autopsy report at all. That's a pasta recipe. Precisely. That crime scene was home to the tragic grave of one of my experimental cooking projects. The blood featured in the crime scene. Why? It's nothing more than plastered sauce. Furthermore, as I'm sure Undyne would agree, if Frisk had truly killed a monster, they would have found dust and not blood. There we go. And any objections, Undyne? No, everything lines up with what Papyrus said. Besides, there's no way that Punk could have beaten them to the crime scene. Your testimony is falling apart at the seams, isn't it? I'm beginning to doubt the validity of your remaining claims. But even if they lied about the stinking crime scene, there's still at least one part of their testimony we need to consider. Oh, alright. But make it snappy. What? Oh, we still need to find one more. Let's get this one. Let's see, hold it. Can you really prove that they used mind control? Well, that's obviously why you helped them, right? No, I stepped in because I saw a poor innocent snowman in need. Man, don't listen to him. It's obvious he's still under the human's mind control powers. That's a lie! And this is a court, Papyrus. As far as we know, those kids weren't causing any kind of trouble. Either show us evidence or get off their backs. Ah, yes, of course. I was simply testing your persecution skills. We got the snowman, right? But where do I present it? Audience on their side. Well, we know that they were picking on that snowman when we got there. That's the power of evidence, Frisk. All I have to do is go over to the hole in your story, then present the correct evidence to suggest otherwise. Let's just keep pressing the evidence, I guess. This one? Alright. But were you really sticking up for yourselves? Or is that just a thinly veiled excuse to shoot your egos? Hey man, that's not cool. We were just trying to have an ice time. Snow way we we were causing trouble. What? Dude, why is it always gonna be puns with you? Hey, he's just trying to follow his dreams. Anyway, if you think you're full of crap, you'd better prove it with some evidence. And the scary human powers? Well, like I was saying. What? What about this? On second thought, I shouldn't be too rash. Right now, the audience is biased against us. If we want to prove our mettle, then we should start by blowing holes in their credentials. What? Gonna prom? Hold that thought. There's something else I'd like to ask you. Is it about my hat? Maybe he's freezing up. Come on now, Papyrus. I know you can do better than that. Guilty? My client isn't rude, you are. No, I'm like completely innocent, dude. Oh? Then what about all those times you and your friends antagonized that poor Gifrod? I worked very hard to create that force field, but I never would have had to do it if you treated them with respect. It's clear that your delinquent tendencies haven't changed in the slightest. Not that I disagree, Papyrus, but they're not the ones on trial. So unless you've got evidence proving that Punk's innocence, these claims are totally irrelevant. True. Fortunately, I have the evidence. Gee, I sure hope so, because that testimony is full of holes. Precisely, but never fear. We just need to consult the court record and launch our counter-strike. Okay, let's hold it here. Okay, yeah. Stop being stories, telling jokes, showing off my hat. You know, the usual. Does it really matter? The point is, you're the victims here. Papyrus, do you think this is important? Yes, it is important. This testimony is pivotal. It could change everything, even the meaning of life itself. Very well, witnesses. Please amend your testimony. So, can I present the lovely snow now? These rebellious teens are weaving a web of lies. Oh yeah? And what's your proof? Why, it's simple, Undyne. Behold! Note the googly eyes on this piece of snow, while these teens may claim they were pals. In truth, they subjected that poor snowman to a mean-spirited prank. Hey, it was just... How do you know that evidence isn't fake? Well, what if the human put those there? Simple. These googly eyes bear the faintest talon scratches, and humans do not have talons. You little punks! I thought after Papyrus made that shield for Gifrod, it would have shaped up, and this is what they showed me? You do not pick on the snowman. They can't remove googly eyes. They don't have any arms. I swear, if you were my witness, I'd... Order! This evidence certainly casts a suspicious light on the witness's credibility, but the show must go on, and their other statements could still hold true. Here's what else our defense can cook up. Now that we've blown holes in their reputation, it's time to deliver the finishing blow. You mean that line, right? The one about killing deaf pallets? Yeah, of course, Frisk. The audience is on our side, so let's make it count. So let's just press C on it first, I think. Deaf pallets, right? Hold it. And how did you plan to support that claim? After all, you have no evidence that my client could even use such an ability. That doesn't mean they couldn't. In case you forgot, humans meet the barrier with magic. So if they could use spells, who's to say this kid couldn't either? Even if that is a possibility, evidence is everything in a court of law. You want proof? Well, fine, I'll show you proof. In fact, I've got a photo right here. Not a small ovular dents in the snow, but that's not all. My investigation team found a faint magic signature at the scene of the crime, completely unique from any monster in our magic database. Evidence submitted by Undyne. Bullet photo. Wait! Surely there's been a mistake. Oh yeah? And who else would it be? No other monster species has this bullet pattern, so the way I see it, the only possible culprit is that human. Shoot, what are we gonna do now, Papyrus? We both know an attack happened, but Flowey... I know. Shoot! What am I supposed to do? I can't let Frisk get a guilty verdict, but Flowey's my friend too. Well, despite earlier fabrications, it sounds like our witness has made a swift recovery. The proof is in the pudding, and it sounds to me like our defense has just been served a dish of cold, hard facts. Unless, of course, you have any further evidence to counter the prosecution's claims. Object. Wait, your Metanus, I have proof that to turn this entire case around. Oh yeah? And what evidence could you possibly have? Yes, Papyrus, as you said, evidence is everything in court. So please, show us what you've got. Can I do this again? Take that! What? You do know that I just used that photo against you, right? Perhaps, but there's something very suspicious about this photograph. Oh? Then by all means, show us the contradiction. Those things? That's... What exactly am I looking at here? Why, these tiny specks, of course. It's funny, isn't it? Magic attacks aren't purely made of energy. They wouldn't leave behind physical residue, unless, of course, they've left scorch marks of ashes. But as you can see from this photo, the snow hasn't even melted. However, the specks can be found not only in this indentation, but littered around the surrounding area. Why, you're absolutely right. So what? Those dots could mean anything. Perhaps. But I'm inclined to believe that they could be the work of a third party. At the very least, I think a more thorough investigation is in order. Hold it. Sans? What? Ah! Where'd you come from? What can I say? I'm a sucker for cheesy court dramas. Besides, Elphys couldn't make it, so looks like I'm a substitute witness. Anyway, you wanted proof, right? Well, while you were busy filming, I took a quick shortcut. Wow, leave it to the Royal Guard to stay one step ahead. And just what did you find, my dear Lieutenant? Well, after some digging, I found these. Looks like flower seeds, but not just any flower seeds. Golden flower seeds. Sans? So, golden flowers come from the surface. Doesn't that just make them look even guiltier? Not exactly. In fact, I've got a witness right here who's willing to shed some light on the subject. Surprise guess, amazing. It's one surprise twist after the other. Well, don't keep us waiting, darling. Let's see the next witness. Okay. Oh, so this is what a courtroom looks like. Snowman. Oh, is this your first time in court, dear? Actually, it's my first time out of Snowdon, period. Since I don't have any legs, I don't get around much. Well, I'll have to get you a special souvenir for your troubles. But first, could you state your name and occupation? Certainly. I'm a snowman. My occupation is snowman. And just what is your relation to the defense? Oh, Papyrus and a human were very kind to me. They defended me from those rude teenagers. But what about the bullets? Well, if it's okay, I'd like to tell you what I saw. Of course, darlings. Let the testimony begin. what really happened? Okay. I was minding my business when those teenagers came in and placed googly eyes on my face. I thought I'd never see the light of day again when two voices spoke out among the crowd. Papyrus stood up for me, but when the teens refused to back down, only then did the human threaten them. The teenagers then threatened them and planned to attack. When there was a series of thuds, the teens fled, and as soon a new voice chimed in, the real source of the magic. Oh no! Well. It seems there's a rogue element after all. A mysterious third party. Could they be the true mastermind? But that doesn't even make sense. The magic signature, Undyne. I'm sure we'll find out more through a little cross-examination. So, Papyrus? Yes, right. I'll do that examine-y thing now. Cross-examination. Okay, here we go again. Okay, so we got the bullet photo and the strange seeds. Right. Hold it. Okay. And who was this newcomer? Their name was Flowey the Flower. What? Crap. Frisk, mind your language, please. Flowey the Flower, eh? Not the most original name, but that's very interesting. Please add it to your testimony. Okay. The stranger soon introduced himself as Flowey the Flower. The human called him their friend and seemed to admire Papyrus. Well, at least they're honest, which is kind of a problem. Can't we call off the witness or something? I'll do what I can, Frisk. There must be a way out of this. What about this one? Hold it. Thuds? That sounds very startling. But what kind of thuds? Was it explosive, a slam, a thunk? Does it really matter? The fact is, somebody attacked those kids, and all signs point to the human. Actually, I have to disagree. Maybe this one? Two voices? I wanna know that. And just whose voices were they? Why? They were yours and the humans, of course. And just what were we doing there? Papyrus, I think we're just... Well, explain that. Also, weren't you there? Well, I didn't want to steal their thunder. You may continue, witness. Oh, this one. So the human acted in defense of another? Yes, those teenagers were the ones heckling you. And while I may not know humans very well, I think that proves they aren't all bad. Okay, I guess that was decent of them. But that doesn't change what they are, or what it takes to break the barrier. Undyne. It's some seeds maybe, right? This statement clearly contradicts this piece of evidence. Really? But that can't be right. I'll never tell a lie. Oh no, Papyrus, come on, this snowman's as nice as they come. I know, I guess it just slipped. Well, slip or not, I'm afraid it's penalty time. Oh my god, seriously? Oh, great. Should we get more information on Flowey? I don't know, man. Alright. But did you ever see this Flowey? Of course, after you removed the goggly eyes, he appeared right in front of me. A talking golden flower. But... Papyrus? Yes? You? Please, not here, Undyne. Oh my, seems there's something our scientific friends aren't telling us. Could this mysterious flower be the key to this case? Can't confirm I saw the flower myself. It's been palling with Pap and the kid for a while. But Sans, why? Sorry, Pap, but this is something I can't overlook. Especially if it means clearing your name and the kids. Well, with this final piece of evidence, I think we can conclude that the humans' only crime was their threatening remark, which, given the circumstances, was completely justified. While this flower adds a new layer of complexity, I think I've heard enough to hand down my verdict for the human. Oh, what's this? Do you have an objection this late in the case? Is that an opportunity to prolong the trial and give my viewer an extra helping of courtroom drama? You bet it is! Because, okay, maybe the flower was the real culprit here, and maybe the kid was slightly justified in what he did. But we haven't even gotten to the real crime. What crime? Oh, no. That's right! I'm talking about the break-in at Fort Aquarius. Okay, you're moving to that now. Wow, things are really heating up. Unfortunately, the prosecution raises a valid point. While the human may have assisted the snowman, the fact remains that they broke into a military fort. But seeing how we've been going on for quite a while, I think it's time for a commercial break and a short recess. And don't forget to visit the snack bar for your first chance to taste the new MTD bread master pizza, shaped just like my face. Enough with the advertising. Darling, it's my show, so I'll do as I see fit. At any rate, you've been a great audience. See you after the messages. Great, someday, some month, 3:30 p.m. Defendant lobby number 1. Okay. Well, that went well-ish, almost. Mostly, yeah. All things considered, you actually made a pretty good lawyer. Really? Yeah. I knew all those video games would pay off, but still, I do hope Flowey isn't upset with us. I want to keep his presence a secret, but I couldn't just let you get the guilty verdict either. We can make it up to him later. Right now, we should probably focus, right? Don't know who they'll call up next, but the fact is, we did break into the fort, and we did take on the royal guard. It'd be easy for them to spin it in a negative light. Well, no matter, we'll just have to weed out every contradiction possible. But time will tell, calculated bluffs, and turn this whole trial about. I believe in you, Frisk, and so it's been following them this whole time. Yep, acting all buddy. Sounds like they've got some kind of plan, but whatever it is, they sure ain't telling me. My own bro, keeping secrets. I know how much it means to him, but I don't want him getting hurt. Yeah, well, if you really wanted to protect him, you would have stopped that human back in Snowden. Nope, you're a good kid. Besides, do you really think this will make him happy? It's for the good of everyone. It's still murder. Shut up! Well, I guess it's about time we got back to business. I just hope you don't do anything you regret. Undyne. Someday, some month, 4 p.m. Courtroom number 1. Welcome back, beauties and gentle beauties, to the Underground's premiere court drama. When we left off, our heroic defense attorney had just turned the tables on a trio of troublesome teens. But now things are really heating up, as the future treachery has yet to be unearthed. You've got that right. So, Undyne, here to give a quick refresher before we proceed? Right, so yesterday, the humans slithered their way into Fort Aquarius. And to top it all off, they forced Papyrus to their accomplice. I can't read. I'm the one who directed them to the fort, Undyne. Oh my, so you were the criminal mastermind all along? Papyrus is no criminal. It's obvious he was just manipulated. Darling, as compelling as this argument is, we do have a limited time slot. And besides, if your client is truly innocent, then I'm sure you'll be able to prove it through careful cross-examination. But first, I believe we have another witness to call forward, Right, and this witness was there at the scene of the crime. Is it Doge? They saw everything, and even faced the human in an epic showdown. Oh no. So witness, here's your chance to show the Underground and the true depths of their treachery. It's Doge, guys. It's Doge, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Oh my god. Alright, witness, state your name and occupation. Basir 1 Doge 3, Surgeon of the Third Waterfall Platoon, 2nd in command of the Fort Aquarius Military Garrison. Wow, to think we have not one, but 2 high-ranking officers gracing this courtroom. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, darlings. Though, perhaps you should smile for the camera, dear. After all, we are on live TV and first impressions are everything. Robot, I've just been humiliated both in social media and on the line of duty today. This neutral scowl of disapproval is the best you shall get. Though I am mildly happy to be out of that ridiculous outfit. I don't know, I thought it was pretty hot. I mean, what? Yeah. Show her some sympathy, you hunk of junk. Anyway, Sarge, I know this probably isn't easy, but you could tell us about what happened at the fort. I'll try to ignore that first line as much as you tried to. Very well. Alright, sentry at the gates. It was roughly 3:30 p.m. Hard to tell. I misplaced my wristwatch when I was changing that morning. I was on sentry duty at the front gates when the obnoxious yellow lizard began bothering me. Elphys is not obnoxious, and you will not refer to your commanding officer that way. I was referring to the armless child, Doctor. That is rude! Rudeness is not an objectionable offense. Sustained. What? Mind your manners, Miss Doge, or you shall be held in contempt of court. Very well. Allow me to rescind my statement. Oh my god. Okay, again. I was on sentry duty at the front gates when the monster child attempted to barge into the fort. However, as the installation of military capacity, entrance of civilians is strictly forbidden, so I escort them out. On my way, I met with the strange hooded child and the skeleton that are standing on the defendant's stand. I gave him explicit orders to escort the child to safety. However, I later found that the child, yet again barging into the fort, taking advantage of the power outage. It is all on record. Papyrus directly opposed the orders of a superior officer, proving him guilty of insubordination, if nothing else. Insubordination? Possibly even treason? Those are some hefty accusations. I'm not sure I like your tone either. In case you forgot, the human's the real enemy. Like my tone or not, that is the truth, Doctor. Well, we'll see how much truth this holds through another exhilarating cross-examination. So take it away, Papyrus. Do I still have 3 lives left, or is there more? I don't know. Alright, what do we have here? Oh, we got the same stuff? Really? Something about her testimony is bothering me. You mean besides the fact she's making you defend yourself? Unfortunately for her, she's grossly underestimating my unmatched detective skills. There's something here. I'm sure of it. Okay, no clue, huh? I can only use this one, but I think I have to press C first. Alright, hold it. Let's see. Hey, who says you're my superior? Simple, I am a respected royal guard. The fortress is under the jurisdiction of myself and Captain Alphys. Our word is final. Hey, just because you're a guard doesn't make you his boss. He answers to me. So you're defending his actions? No, of course not. You shouldn't have brought that punk through the fort in the first place. Well then, I think that settles it. But that can't be right. I mean, you had a huge influence on that fort plus the meeting room. Actually, I think I have just the evidence we need to solve this dispute. So use the badge. This one. There's a gaping flaw in your argument, Miss Doge. You said that I disobeyed a superior officer. However, what if I told you that I was your superior all along? That's preposterous. I've been on the guard for 12 years now. I come from a long lineage of faithful servants to the crown. The idea of you being my superior is ludicrous. We call it ludicrous, but the proof is in the pudding. Or in this case, the evidence. As you can see, this is no ordinary attorney's badge, but rather a badge of even greater prestige as a member of the Queen's inner circle. As assistant to the royal scientist, I, the Great Papyrus, am a monster of incredible influence. Hell yeah, he's even got that awesome chair in the meeting room. And do you have a special chair? What? Furthermore, as I assisted in the construction of the fort's defenses, I have a perfectly solid motive for my intrusion, namely the inspection of the security grid and puzzle maintenance. Oh, yes, right. Perfectly valid reason, just as valid as the dim-witted bonehead who actually outranks me. Ha, that's what you get for messing with Papyrus. Well, I guess we can call off the witness then, After all, you even abandoned your prosecution in favor of supporting the defense. What? Ah, wait a sec. This isn't over yet. What are you throwing at them? Hey, aren't you forgetting the part where the human infiltrated the fort? Or the fact that they humiliated you in the heat of battle? Oh, right. Apologies, Your Honor, just got my soul mildly crushed back there. Yes, indeed. Though Papyrus may not be guilty of insubordination, I can't say that correctly. He's definitely guilty of treason, and I have proof. Hey, why do you keep blaming Papyrus? Aren't you forgetting who the defendant is? Regardless, let's see the evidence. It's sure to be a hit with my viewers. See, right before the power got cut, I obtained video evidence of 2 particular incidents. 2 figures sneaking into Fort Aquarius using a secret passageway. By the way, anybody want to actually inform me of any such passageways, please? I'm getting quite tired of them. Last week, somebody found a secret passageway into my secret quarters. It was awkward for all parties involved. But I digress. In the footage, you can see these figures incapacitating Private Knight before jailing her in a nearby cell. Furthermore, you can see one of these figures sneaking into the power generator room right before the power got cut and we lost any further footage. The equipment is outdated, so the images are blurry. The poor lighting doesn't help matters. Of course, it has to be blurry, you know. But I find you agree with me that the 2 figures match the defendants 1-to-1. Oh dear. Well, there you have it. The exclusive footage of the infiltration straight from the fort's security feeds. Oh no. Things are looking rather grim for our defense, but what about the defendant? Right, aren't you forgetting who the culprit is, Doge? You're directing all your arguments at Papyrus when he was forced to play along. Forced to play along? Please, Doctor, be a bit more respectful towards your aide. Papyrus is a sentimental fool, but he's no idiot. If he's stuck with the human for this long, it is clear that he's doing it out of his own free will. I understand your attachment to him, but if he's committed a crime against the crown, he must answer for it. Regardless, the human is guilty due to your very existence. All humans are to be seized and taken to the royal palace on sight. Objection. I'm sure he had a good reason for it. We all have good reasons, Doctor, but the law cares not for reason but facts. Yeah, well, Elphys let them go. And besides, facts can be overlooked if they're dumb. So you implicate that Captain Elphys is also guilty of forsaking her duty? Oh my god, yo! Whoa! Shut the hell up! The human is the real mastermind and everyone else was just tricked on mind control something. I didn't read that. Undyne, with all due respect, I don't think you're giving the defense enough credit. The witness hasn't even started her next testimony, and if they are truly innocent, they can prove it through their cross-examination. Jeez, she's really got her cornered, doesn't she? Well, to be fair, she does have evidence to back her claims. But no matter, we must both stay determined. Surely there is a way to turn this all around. I will provide my testimony now. Alright, battle at the High Aquarius. Sometime after I returned to the fort, the power was shut down. The fort was covered in complete pandemonium. Turns out, our troops have a problem with nyctophobia? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Regardless, after wading through several crying troopers, I found the armless child playing by some disabled security measures. I chased them through the entire fort until I was able to corner them with the help of Privates 03 and 04. I instructed them to escort the child to the nearest settlement. I encountered the human and Papyrus right where I was, at the top of the fort. I engaged them in battle, resisting for quite a while before Lieutenant Sands came by to arrest them. While I debated with the lieutenant, the two used some sort of smoke bomb and escaped in the confusion. That was the last time I saw of them. Wow, it seems that last testimony left both of our defense and prosecution utterly speechless. Nonetheless, I must insist that we start our cross-examination. Right, let's do it to it. I didn't read it. Oh my god. Oh no, here we go again. What do we do? What do we even do? Sometime after I return to the... Okay, again. What do we have? We got the tape. That's it. Oh no. Maybe the lighting? Just try to get all the information you can. Hold on, let's see here. But how can you prove that we were truly at fault? Even if I was in the security room, I was likely there for a routine maintenance. Inspection of the machinery indicates that it was working in perfect condition before being tampered with by an outside source. So it was either sabotage or you're the worst technician I have ever lived. I didn't read that, oh my god. Besides, routine maintenance is scheduled after bad anime night. Mostly because Elphys keeps trashing the electronics. Yeah, well, maybe there just happened to be a power surge and he just wanted to play it safe. If there were, it's shown our records. We're very organized with our equipment. Alright, what about this? But how they get in the fort in the first place? You tell me. After all, I distinctly recalling ordering you to escort the child home safely, and they assured us that So what? You're saying is that you let them live on blind faith alone? Maybe? This negligence should cast further doubt on his motives, Your Honor, after all. Alright, what about the privates? That must have been extremely exhausting. You have no idea. And that was on top of the blackout and your unwanted intrusion, which, need I remind you all, is highly illegal? And what do Privates 03 and 04 have to say about this? Regrettably, they are unable to speak to you directly. In part, they seem to want to rekindle their friendship. However, they gladly escorted the child without protest from the fort to the safety of Forge Spring, a level of responsibility that you clearly lack. I can confirm it. 03 and 04 got on the boat with MK to Hotland. What did I say? Tralala, armor and boats seldom mix. Fortunately, mine is a sturdy skiff. So you see, there is nothing to dispute. Multiple witnesses, all in this very courtroom. Guess we have to try something else. You got any ideas? Well, what about Sands? Let's see. But you started the fight. We simply wanted to pass through. We meant you no harm at all. Yes, I started the fight. I was true to my duty of seizing humans. It matters not what you meant, but what you did. But what if that duty was wrong? Papyrus, this is what the guard is supposed to do. I know you just want to help, but you know how it is. Objection sustained. Sans, come on, Sans, come out. You can't blame us for escaping when you had places to go, when we had places to go. And I will note that we did nothing criminal within Waterfall proper. Papyrus, you've been aiding and covering for a human since you two first met and refused to turn yourselves over to the Royal Guard. You've been committing criminal activities up to now. How is it being nice criminal? Robbing banks is criminal. Beating up babies is criminal. Papyrus is like the exact opposite of criminal. Niceness has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with breaking our codes of law. It has everything to do with resisting arrest from every single authority that they came up against, including Captain Elphys herself. And you yourself want to capture the human with all your fervor just a few minutes ago. Let me ask you something, Doctor. Where do your true loyalties lie? Do they lie with your friends and comrades or with your people? Oh my god. Yeah, again? Shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm still gonna take that human soul, but leave Papyrus out of this. He can't help it if he's a giant sap. But there's no way I'm gonna break my promise. We will go free. Just you freaking wait. Oh my god, Undyne, control yourself. Yes, a bit of violence in the courtroom adds a layer of excitement, but there's a limit to how much I'll put up with. And again, this cross-examination is far from over. Alright, how about this? Come again? Necrophilia, Nyctophobia, the fear of darkness. Is that simple enough for you, Skeleton? Oh, yes, that makes sense. The dark can be rather daunting after all. Not if you have my patent MTD brand Glam Glogules with them. You have the gorgeous pink glow to illuminate. This is not the time for sales pitch, you metalhead. In my court, there's always time for a sales pitch, but I digress. Let's resume the testimony. Alright, how about this? Just because we were there doesn't mean we had devious intentions. We just wanted to get to Waterfall, and neither the riverboat nor a wheeling guard was there to guide us. If that was the case, why not just turn yourselves in? Furthermore, what about your brother, the lieutenant? I find it hard-pressing that he wouldn't be willing to help his brother escort a human to the capital. Actually, it is rather convenient that he just happened to let a human slip past his grasp alongside his brother. Have you ever thought that it's because he had a good reason for it? Perhaps he was asleep when we set off. Perhaps he saw the human's innocence. After all, they haven't hurt a single soul. That's quite true. My cousin did mention the human's kindness, and we can't forget how they assisted the snowman. You know who else had good reasons? The human. Exactly. Frisk has acted out of the goodness of their heart. They've clearly got a certain purity to them that cannot be ignored. No, Papyrus, she's talking about Kara. But that's completely irrelevant to this case. Saying all humans are guilty because of Kara is like saying all monsters are jerks because of Jerry. That child's good intentions cost us the prince's life. I did not put the stock in good intentions, Papyrus, but I put stock in laws. Laws don't get innocent people killed. But have you ever once considered that my client is innocent? Treating them guilty just because of what they are is just not fair. They're a human, Papyrus. You know what is the fate of all humans who fall down here. It is not fair, but it is how it is. What else can we even do, man? What about this one? I don't know. Which means you're no in position to judge how we handled Captain Elphys, which, by the way, was with kindness and compassion. For you see, Elphys is not a killer, Your Honor. And even if she did not want this, then how can you blame us for a peaceful resolution? How you handle Elphys is irrelevant. Point is, she intercepted you and resisted arrest. That is a crime. Doesn't matter if you left her dead in a ditch or made her into a prom queen. I don't like your attitude. And of course, how they handled it matters. Are you saying you're gonna ignore how your boss feels? I bet she thinks Papyrus is innocent too. Doctor, why are you so insistent on Papyrus' innocence? He has shown no signs of being coerced. He has stated to have done all this out of his free will. And there is an insurmountable amount of evidence that he has committed several acts of treason. To answer your question, Doctor, yes, I will ignore how Captain Elphys feels about the situation. For I am loyal to my people and my duty, not my associates. but I am not truly convinced that you think the same. Ah! Can it? You don't know the first thing about me. You don't know what I've sacrificed just to try to get us to freedom. And do you think I'm happy that Papyrus is helping this human? Hell no! But leave him out of this! Blame the human. They're the real enemy. They're the one keeping us from freedom. Undyne? By that as it may, our witness does raise another valid point. Legally speaking, both our defense and defendant are treading on thin ice. Oh no. Great. Now what are we gonna do? There aren't any real contradictions here. Everything she said's true. But I just wanted to help you, Friss. And I still believe you're innocent, no matter what she says. Well, unless you have any further objections, I fear I'm going to have to hand down a verdict. Curse it all, we've come so far. It can't all end like this. Friss, no. Not just Friss, but even Undyne is counting on me now. There must be something we can do, but what? Even the evidence is stacked against us. Oh no. What? Yes, Undyne? There's a huge flaw in the witness's testimony. It didn't make Elphys sound cool enough. What? That's right. Your testimony neglected to mention all the cool tricks I performed. Yeah, like how we turned all my cell phone into a crazy comm device and prepared a romantic meal for the two love-struck guards. We helped them confess their feelings for each other. Hell yeah! Would a criminal really go out of his way to help another monster's dreams come true? Oh my, this sounds absolutely crucial. How could our witness withhold such relevant information? What the hell are you all going on about? This is a court of law, not some sort of television Oh. Well, your metanasticness, I believe I am prepared to cross-examine again. Yeah, you tell them, Papyrus. But what are we supposed to do now? Simple, we re-evaluate this testimony from another angle and proceed the relentless poke holes. Alright, but I'm expecting you a game. Hold nothing back. Do we have new evidence? Sometime after I return to the fort, the evidence betrayed us, so why even bother? Just get out there and do what attorneys do best. It's in the job description, Friss. Literally. Just a dash of exaggeration does wonders for a courtroom drama. What kind of backwards legal process is this supposed to be? I'm just gonna put this here. Sure, I know. This evidence is riddled with holes, and I have the testimony to prove it. Papyrus, I think you've got that backwards. Yes, well... Also, what does this evidence have to do with anything? It's, never mind. And you call yourself a lawyer. I believe this calls for a penalty, don't you? Unfortunately, yes. What? What am I supposed to do? Disable security measures? Maybe this one? This evidence is riddled with, I think I got it wrong again. What? What am I supposed to do here? Hold it? How can you be sure it was really 03 and 04? What if it was their evil doppelgangers from a parallel dimension? How does that even begin to make sense? Actually, Papyrus does have that interdimensional transporter. Yep, I use it to drop socks into alternative realities all the time. Wait, you have interdimensional travel? This is literally the greatest scientific achievement in history, and you're just casually mentioning it. Like it's some sort of tacky furniture. Well, you never asked about it. Yeah, how was he supposed to know? And it's not like he'd know if you were interested. Sheesh. My, an interdimensional device? Truly, such a scientific mind deserves to be free to share his gifts with the world. Why are none of you at all impressed by this? Yo, that's so cool. I wonder if I can get in a flexing contest with a me from another dimension. How could that mean doggy pick on someone so smart? Keep pressing C, I guess. Once again, you left out the juiciest details, like my incredible bone barrier spells and Friss' exquisite evasion of your most threatening attacks. And don't forget, Heat Haze Volume 3. Don't you dare to ever mention that ever again, you insufferable whelp. I especially liked the part when the narration went into loving details about his abs. Oh god, I bet the look on her face was priceless. I'll want a full account after the trial, of course. As you see, Your Honor, the witness clearly suffers from advanced dehydration. How can we know her testimony is correct when she is clearly desperate for a guilty verdict? Also, a boyfriend, which she doesn't have. Yeah, well, at least I'm making an effort, you sub-aquatic wrench. At least I don't just ignore blindingly obvious opportunities. Seriously, pick up the phone and call the captain sometime. Maybe then I'll have to organize less shipping art that I find of you in her quarters. Hey, that's none of your... Oh yes, this is a wonderful opportunity, Undyne. Here you are, on live TV, in front of thousands of loyal viewers. This is the perfect opportunity to spill your true feelings for all to see. Yes, do it, Undyne. I believe in you. Get back to the cross-examination already. Alright, what about this one? And how could you prove that I set off a smoke bomb? Well, obviously you carry multiple bottles on your person. But how do you know those specific chemicals even make a smoke bomb? Did you do forensics, or did you just assume? I mean, we did not have time to replicate the reaction, but according to the books, that's what should have happened. Oh yeah? Then where are these books? How do we know you didn't just look at a comic book, or a mango? Or a comic about a mango? Now you're just talking gibberish. We studied the very same books that the royal scientist uses. That's impossible, because those books are right in my lab. My, could it be that our witness is guilty of theft? How unbecoming of a royal guard. What? We borrowed them. I have to orderly maintain the library card to approve it. Oh yeah? Well, the rental of Heat Haze Volume 1 to 3 are long overdue. Elphys told me herself. What? Oh, doggone it. I knew I was forgetting something. Wait, why does that even matter? That's not what the trial's about. Oh dear. So not only are you guilty of theft, but also overdue books? For shame, Miss Doge, for shame. It's not theft, you... Oh my god, it feels so bad. Alright, what about this one? That's a brilliant lie, blatant lie. After all, we're standing right here. Obviously, I meant prior to the trial, you nitwit. You never specified that. That's just... What? That's just even more proof that she's lying, Your Honor. Besides, you left out our incredible dive over the fortress walls. I didn't even see that because I had smoke in my eyes. Why are you even accusing me of lying? I've done nothing but tell the entire truth. You haven't even disproven anything I said. You just derailed everything in irrelevant tangents. These so-called tangents were highly relevant to ensuring an accurate account. Furthermore, how do you even know that they were tangents? What if they were sines? Or cosines? Or cosines? Yeah, do you... Oh my god, what is going on? Do you know your trigonometry? Temper, Doge, temper. Take deep, calming breaths. We're getting there, but I think I need to press harder. This one, shut down. That's preposterous. I'm certain you were at the fort the whole time. Unless you snuck off, which is exactly what she said. No, I told you before, I was escorting the monster child off the premises. Or maybe you were trying to sneak off to the secret doggy retreat known only as Groovies! But you were caught in the act before you could slip away. Yeah, and that you just had to retreat back into the fort. What a twist, I love it. Well, what? I don't even like greasy food, or the rest of the canine unit. Why would I sneak off my post to mingle with those hair-brained simpletons? Isn't it obvious? You're hopelessly single. You crave romance. Perhaps, in truth, our dear Miss Doge is having a secret affair with... Lesser Dog! I hate everything about this, and especially you. The witness has a clear bias, Your Honor. Oh my, things aren't looking good for you. Oh my god. Alright, about this. I bet that's not even a real word. Actually it is. As I previously mentioned, it describes the irrational fear of the dark. No, clearly, there will be darkness phobia, shadow phobia. Who cares if it's a who cares if it's real or not? It's stupidly pretentious. I bet she's just using big words to make us think she's smarter than she really is. I know, you fool. It's Latin. You do not mix in modern English with Latin. Don't blame me for having a developed vocabulary. You weren't sat down since childhood and taught the entire dictionary before the 8th grade. I'll have you know that I have a perfectly dense vocabulary. Yeah, but you don't shove it in people's faces. How rude. Fancy verbiage? Don't win you any points here, witness. Oh, this. Did it never occur to you that I had sent the kid to fix the security measures as a token of goodwill and as part of a secret internship? 1. Why did they have no official identification? 2. How do you fix machinery with no arms? with their special science helmet created by none other than Undyne. Yeah, it gives them artificial telekinesis and will make them even more handsome as they mature. And can turn them invisible. Wait, you created cloaking telekinetic helmets? When? How come we don't get cloaking telekinetic helmets? I'm still fighting with a spear by Toriel's fluffy ears. Because they're still in beta. Besides, you could have totally signed up for our cool canine tech before. Not my fault Doggo asked for the DT scanner first. How am I supposed to keep track of these things? I already have my work cut out in Fort Aquarius. Do you know how hard it is to get Aaron sweat off of bricks? Not easy. Then how can we be sure you're adequately equipped to give proper testimony? Yeah, I bet the Aaron sweat got in your eyes. What does this have to do with anything? It has everything to do with everything. Well, I find that a compelling counter case. Yeah! You're all mad! Do I just keep doing this? Well, you forgot the part about our dramatic entrance, complete with triumphant fanfare. What fanfare? The one inside your head? I failed to see how dramatic flourish makes your action any less illegal. Ahem, in my court, drama is the law. Why is that a thing? I thought a court of law was about finding the truth, not about entertaining slack-jawed spectators. Dodge. The truth is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's nothing without a little added spice, a few twists and turns to keep audiences invested, which is exactly why you should have included all of Papyrus' cool stunts. What is the point of all this? Fanfare stunts? What in Gerson's shimmering shell does that have to do with anything? This is absolute nonsense, pandemonium, absolute lunacy. No, darling, this is television. And what matters most is giving our audience action, bloodshed, romance, and drama. Oh my god. Drama? Drama like having to deal with a never-ending supply of dim-witted idiots every day of your life? Drama like busting your hump day after day to protect a populace of absolute lunatics and not get a single thank you in return? Drama like being made into a clown by an overly sensitive skeleton and his funky smartass sidekick? Drama like walking up to this court and being regarded with an endless barrage of baseless bullocks? Yeah, thank you. I think I had quite enough drama. Why don't you change the genre to tragedy and burn this entire freaking courtroom down with everybody inside, including me? I like that option. Let's do that option. Rawr! Well, it would appear our witness is no longer fit to testify. Bailiff, please escort her to the waiting room. Gently, of course. You done? I feel so bad. Yeah, I think I am. You have my permission to take the weekend off. You need to. Yes, I think I'll do that. Take some time off to reflect where my life went wrong. Winston, get the stuff ready. No, the hard stuff. No, the really hard stuff. Well, it would seem we're down one witness, but the results here seem inconclusive. Oh, whatever shall we do? If only we had one last witness to turn the tide of this trial. Sans! Yep, that's me. And in case you guys forgot, I'm supposed to be testifying in the captain's place. Yeah, fine, whatever. But you better not try any funny business. Oh, and forcibly trying to incriminate a kid isn't funny business? Hey, Yeah, I get it. Human, scourge of monster kind, yada yada. Look, Undyne, I ain't here to argue in circles. I'm here to testify based on my personal experiences, and maybe, just maybe, get us closer to the truth, even if it ain't pretty. Very well, let's get down to business then. Your testimony, if you please. Alright, the real threat. It is true that Papyrus has been helping the human, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But now that I've gotten to know the kid, I can see why he took a shine to him. They've put up with a lot of flack from other monsters, but through it all, they've refused to fight back. Did they break into the fort? Sure. And yeah, they locked up a guard, resisting arrest, and even stood up to the captain. But instead of asking if they did this, what you should be asking is why. And if you ask me, the answer is one mysterious talking flower. Drat, I wish it hadn't come to this. Wow, it would seem Chekhov's gun has fired. Ladies and gentlemen, you think a seemingly harmless flower would find itself at the center of this trial yet again? Well, Papyrus, you know what to do. Yes. What? How? It's true that... Can we like talk about Flowey now? Oh, what? We got no clue. Dude, I've only one life. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, what about the fucking flower? Well, what makes you think the flower is guilty? Have you any proof? You think I'd come unprepared, bro? I might be lazy, but I'm not stupid. Anywho, it's obvious this flower's been hanging with you and the kid for a while now. Think back to the kid's testimony. That little bud helped them out of a tight spot. And I saw him hanging out with Pap and the kid took on 2 members from my unit. The fact that he spent time with us proves nothing. Maybe not on its own, but there's also this. Now, these holes weren't here when we had our little chat. They only popped up earlier. So, you have to forgive me if I'm suspicious. I've got more than that, but hey, maybe it's about time I whip out another testimony. Well, I'm certainly intrigued. Go ahead, Lieutenant. Weed in the garden. There was something shady about that flower from the very beginning. I remember seeing it in Snowden, but the moment I cracked a joke, it bailed. Seems like it only ever shows up when I'm not looking. And with Pap keeping secrets from me, it ain't hard to connect the dots. If the flower is so innocent, then how about you prove it with some evidence? Shoot, he's got us again. God, Sans, please, why did you have to bring this here? Look, I just don't want you doing anything you might regret. Papyrus? Well, this seems like a good opportunity for a cross-examination. What am I supposed to do? Look, it'll be alright. All he knows is Flowey popped up in Snowden. But he's been with us all along in Snowden, in the fort, in Hotland. Does he know that? Is there any way we can claim that he wasn't involved in something? Well, look at the evidence. There's gotta be something. Oh, this one. Has it ever occurred to you that he's just shy? Then explain why he was comfortable around those dogs. They're bigger, louder, and a whole lot more energetic. Hey, the defendant can't object. Oh, darling, in my court, anyone with the passion is welcome to shout objections. I just want to point out that dogs are objectively adorable, so logically speaking, it makes perfect sense that he wouldn't run away. And what's so suspicious about an adorable little flower? Oh, I can think of plenty of things. For starters, it's a golden flower, a plant that came from the surface. Plus, you know, the fact that it talks. But there are plenty of plant-based monsters like the Vegetoids. Yeah, but I think if there were gold flower monsters, it would have been common knowledge by now. I can't believe this. Undyne, you should have told me from the start. Please. Anyway, it ain't just its appearance that set me off. With your poor taste in puns, who can blame him? True, it ain't the first time I've gotten the cold shoulder, but the fact is... Has it never occurred to you that our secrets are meant to be a surprise? Like a birthday party, only less of a party and more like a big, ambiguous, but still very great thing. It's a nice thought, but I'm sorry, I just can't see this as anything but him stringing it along. So... Well, how about you prove his guilt with evidence? I mean, I already showed the seeds that paints them at the crime scene and proves they at least attacked those teens. But we already established those 3 as miscreants. Creants? If you think that's all I got, then you're not giving me enough credit, Pap. But I'd rather see what you come up with first. We've gotta have something that'll help, right? Even if it's just a bluff, I don't want things to get any worse for Flowey than they already are. Right, I'm with you all the way, Chris. We just need to look over the evidence again. Surely something will come to us. This? I hope I don't die. The evidence. Give it a rest, bro. You and I both know I'm telling the truth. But, I'm so sorry, Papyrus, but unless there's a clear contradiction, your evidence is void. What? Nice try, bro. But face it, nothing you say is gonna change the cold hard facts. This is... With all due respect, Papyrus, your brother is right. You tried your best, but with this final penalty, we can no longer withhold my verdict. Since testimony has made one thing abundantly clear, the human is not the one you should fear. This flower, whoever they are, has rooted itself in each of the incidents recounted by our witnesses, but However, the fact remains that the both human and Papyrus were accomplices to the flower. Yep, and now that we're uprooted the little weed, I think it's time you and I had a little chat, bro. You too, kiddo. Yeah, you and me both. Papyrus, what are we gonna do? This is getting seriously bad if we don't do something quick. I know, I'm thinking, Chris. There has to be something, anything we can do. Smoke bombs, but that would just make us suspicious. Screaming, that wouldn't erase their memories. And playing with memories is no wrong. Give it a rest and look on the bright side. At least this way, the kiddo's proven innocent. It's better this way. Yes, though the situation has taken an unexpected turn, this court declares the human not guilty. Let's go. Someday, some month, 4:50 p.m. Defendant lobby number 1. I can't believe it. Everyone in the underground knows about Flowey. After everything we've been through together, have we failed him? I don't know what to think about this. I mean, we won, but it just feels so hollow. Well, that was a mess. Anywho, I'm going to need you two to come clean. Not like you got anything to hide at this rate, right? Guards already hunting down that little bud. Sooner or later, they're bound to unnerve him. Sans, I get it. You're probably steamed. Probably don't want anything to do with me right now, but there is still one chance, bro. If you fess up, tell us what you've been up to. We can clear this up once and for all. If not, well, one way or another, we'll get the answers. To think that this whole time your experiment was lurking under my nose. Well, you know, Sans isn't the only one unhappy about this. Don't you get it, Papyrus? That thing's probably soulless. We can't just let it run loose without at least studying it first. And as for you, kid, don't think for a minute that this changes anything. Oh yeah? Say what you will, Sans. I have the authority to overturn it. Just never thought I'd actually have to. Well, anyway, the flower comes first, then we can worry about the rest. Psst, Frisk, this is going to sound strange, but if there's anything you can do, anything to fix this, now might be the chance to do it. I think that's enough stalling. Come on, you two are coming with me. Guess I've got no choice. Okay. Are we always meant to do this? No, what? We're back? Undyne, are you alright? Yeah, right. Anyway. Well, we reloaded apparently. Maybe this one? You want proof of Flowey's innocence? Look no further than this security footage. As you can see, Flowey is nowhere to be seen. Ergo, you have no evidence of his involvement in the fort. Why are you laughing? Bro, you did a good job, but that ain't the full footage. Old Doge was just so fixated on painting you as the criminal that she couldn't see past the tip of her nose. Anywho, I just so happened to have some extra footage. Uh-oh. See, your little flower pal was with you when you entered the fort, right here in the library, the meeting room. And if that ain't decisive enough for you, I've got one last piece of evidence. Well, vines? Yep, for some reason a whole bunch of these vines sprouted out of the fort's outer walls. Well, how do you know they weren't growing there the entire time? Bro, I might not spend all my time at the fort, but I've popped up enough times to know when something's out of place. The fact is, you keep in secrets. This whole time, you've been pushing on ahead, and every step of the way, that little flower bud's been by your side. You could have just waited for the river boat, but instead, you hurried ahead. Just like the kid when you tried leaving Snowden. Darn it, Sans, what are you even thinking? Like I said, I'm after the truth. Unlike you seem so caught up on what you think you should do that you aren't even thinking about how it'll make him feel. Oh yeah? That's funny because ever since you brought up that stupid weed, he's been sweating bullets. You ever thought that you're the one who's hurting him? Undyne, Sans, please, I don't want you to... And besides, you neglected your duties as a royal guardsman and let a human leave. And it's like Doge said earlier, humans are guilty for being human. They are to be captured and their souls taken. Not so fast. That was never made an official law, in case you forgot. Royal Guard Code of Conduct Section B, Article 12. All humans are to be taken on a case-by-case basis. Lethal force is to be used only if proven a legitimate threat. That's old news, or have you forgotten the tapes? Or how about the waterfall incident? Heh, true. And by all accounts, the people have spoken, laws have been bent, reinterpreted. Outside Snowden, monsters are free to use lethal force on humans. But in case you forgot, that's not what the Queen wanted. So what? Why should one kid be a special case after all the hardships we've endured? We need that freedom. Hey, I ain't here to argue morals, just to point out that, strictly speaking, my actions were strictly within legal boundaries, which brings me back to the point, namely the flower. If nothing else, I'd say his involvement changes the whole nature of this case, meaning there's no grounds to declare the kid or my bro guilty. Hey, it'll be alright. I mean, it's not like Flowey's here right now, they have no way to nab him. But now he's been exposed, Frisk, on live television. But what? You don't even know his motives. You're right, technically speaking, I can't say I know his true agenda, but if your pal really is innocent, then what you've got to gain from keeping secrets? We could clear this whole mess up right now if you'd like to just talk to me. Papyrus, I can't. Thank you, Sans. Your testimony has shed some interesting light on this case. In fact, this whole trial's been a roller coaster of twists and turns, but I think I've heard enough to draw my final verdict. Metaton, please. In fact, in the middle of these proceedings, I had an epiphany, something that could turn this whole trial on its head. And so, after careful deliberation, I've discovered the real culprit of this case is none other than the human's evil twin. What? That's right, folks. The very existence of Papyrus' interdimensional transporter changes the very nature of this case. Clearly, the real criminal mastermind is the human's doppelganger from the Negazone. And since they're an evil twin, there's no way of clearly distinguishing them from the genuine article. Unfortunately, like any criminal mastermind, they fled through the transporter to their home dimension, leaving nothing but a trail of chaos in their wake. Nonetheless, with this shocking revelation in mind, the defendant's innocence shines clear as day. What the hell, Metaton? Darling, we're on television. Surprise plot twists are my bread and butter. And so, without further delay, I declare the defendant, Frisk, not guilty. No, that took forever. Someday, some month, 5 p.m. Defendant lobby number 1. Well, that went okay, I guess. Hey, look. You did a great job, Papyrus, and I'm not just saying that to make you feel better. It was tense back there, and if I were in your shoes, I don't know if I would have been able to take the pressure. But what now? Sans exposed Flowey, Frisk. Now everyone knows of his existence. Yeah, I'm not happy about it either, but what else could we do? I guess this was bound to happen sooner or later. But hey, at least you kept your promise. You didn't review our plans. I suppose that's true. Still, I hope this doesn't cause complications later. Hey, if it does, we'll just face it the way we always have, as a team. Yeah, too true. Thank you, Frisk. I needed to hear that. Well, hello there, darlings. Oh, Metaton, how are ya? Look, I stand by Sans' concerns regarding this flower. I also think you should think very carefully about how you proceed. But, however, I'd also like to think that there is another option. I don't know the flower, not like you do. In other words, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. For now, at any rate. Metaton, you really believe in us? Okay, what's going on here? Oh, nothing serious. I was simply checking in on the defense and offering my condolences. After all, the underground shining star, I can't simply abandon my duties over one silly trial. Metaton, mean to talk. Ah, of course, just say the word, and I meant somewhere private. Understood. Well, I may have let you off the hook this time, human, but make no mistake, a time may come where we face ourselves in combat once more. A grand stand to determine the future of the underground. Let's go already. Coming. Hey, Undyne, listen. I know what Sans said is shocking, but I assure you that there is a good reason for our actions. You don't trust me. What? How could you say something like that? You're my best friend. Sure I am. Papyrus? It's alright. She's just upset. It happens sometimes. I'll just have to prove how much she means to me with evidence. Surely there must be something. Well, I can think of a little something. Really? Frisk? Hey, sure. In fact... What is it? You can cook her something? Just look at it. Wait, I could have sworn this one. Anyway, just look at where you are now. We're her lab partner. Sure, you have been helping me out along the way, but you and Undyne have a history together. And if your friendship's as strong as you say, heck, if she really cares about you, then she won't let me stop her from caring. Sniffle. You're right, Chris. The two of us, we're an unstoppable duo. True friendship transcends moral conundrums. I suppose I just have to stay determined, just like you. That's the spirit. But what now? Well, the core lies ahead, and beyond that, the capital. So I suppose we'll just have to do what we always do, press onward with our heads held high. Alright. Whew, that was definitely something. Inverted fate. Oh man, this is so good. Oh man. I just don't see what you're getting so worked up about. You know, this was all just another episode, just another step toward our grand finale. Cut the crap, Metaton. We've been going easy on them from the start. And for what? So we can all rot down here? If you care about your cousin and your friends, then you step up. Understood. Darn it! Uh-oh. That freaking trash bag, he's lucky I need all the monsters alive or he'd be dust by now. Still, as long as I've got those two idiots all smiley can lay a valage on me. Oh no. Metaton, are you sure you want to go through with this? Just because she made your body doesn't mean... Bluky, I promised my viewers a show, and that's exactly what they're gonna get. I can't talk. But you can't be happy with this, otherwise you would have... Of course I'm happy, just look at me. I'm in an incredible body, just a little step away from ruling my perfect body. It's everything I ever wanted. Everything is fine. Yeah, okay. Hey Papyrus, are you sure you're okay? You're looking kinda spacey. Oh well. I've just had a lot on my mind. But don't worry, it's nothing serious. You sure? Thank you for playing. Let's go. Woo! Oh, wait, there's more? What? Yo, there's more. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Yeah, oh, is this gonna be the next one? To be continued. Oh, they gotta make this playable, which is gonna be really tough though, because like in the actual animation, you gotta like, oh man, I don't know. Well, that's pretty much it. But yeah, till then, I'll see you guys next one. Goodbye!